we're gonna call the meeting to order. Gonna get a motion to call it to order. Second. Welcome everybody. Tonight is our big night for our election for freshman representatives, but we're gonna start with a guest speaker, and I'm gonna ask that everybody, keep it quiet for our speaker, and I'd like to introduce you to the assistant principal of mathematics, Mr. Amato, and thank him for staying late tonight to answer your questions.
Thanks, everybody. You can hear me okay? First of all, I just want to thank you for having me, and I want to take a moment to acknowledge all the hard work that the Parent Association does for Brooklyn Tech. We're not naive in the math department. We recognize that as a public school in New York City, we are very fortunate to be able to do a lot of things that most other public schools cannot do. One of the reasons is because of the support of the PA, so thank you for everything that you do for us. We recognize it and we appreciate it, so thank you once again. A little bit about me. I see a few familiar faces out there, so it's great to see you again. And for those of you that don't know me, I was a teacher here in the math department for 8 years before I was appointed the assistant principal. I'm now in my 5th year in that role here. I've taught all of the courses in the main sequence of math classes here at Brooklyn Tech. There are some of the other more obscure classes, I guess you could call them, that I haven't taught. I'm also a father myself of 3 young children, so I have a son in 2nd grade, I have a daughter in kindergarten, and my youngest son is not quite 4 months old yet. So when I go home, I don't get to rest, but that's okay. That's what I signed up for. I'm sure we can all identify with that. So what is my job here? My job really is to oversee one of the largest departments in the school. It fluctuates a little bit from year to year. This year I have 44 teachers that I directly oversee and all of their classes. So what goes into that from the start of the year to the end of the year kind of changes a little bit. There's a lot of programmatic things that I'm deeply involved with at the beginning of the year, both teacher programs as well as helping to make sure students get the classes that they should be in. I conduct teacher observations all throughout the year, somewhere around 100 of them a year. So each one of those is an extensive process involving visiting a classroom, meeting with the teacher, writing a report, sometimes meeting with the teacher again. It's pretty time consuming. I oversee procuring supplies for all the teachers in the department and making sure that they have what they need to be successful in their classrooms. Sort of all different things math that come up also that may be sort of not visible to the typical student day-to-day at Brooklyn Tech. Some of the things that the most passionate math students get involved with, whether it's going into the math major, participating in the math team. I'm an ambassador to those programs, and I do everything I can to support them. Different initiatives, whether through the alumni office or clubs, kind of anything that has its tails in math, if you will, I have something to do with. So my goal is to just increase involvement in math across the school. I'm of course a liaison between students, families, teachers, other administrators. I kind of find myself in the middle of those types of discussions a lot, and it's my job to try to bring everybody together for the betterment of our students in their math classes. I also teach a class. This year I'm teaching an AP Calculus AB class, so that's another thing that I'm passionate about, and I feel that it really keeps me grounded in what we do here. A couple of things I'll just mention before I open it up to questions that you might have that I'm proud of in my time here so far as assistant principal. I really worked hard to increase access to math classes for Brooklyn Tech students. For example, the highly sought after AP Calculus BC class that's been notoriously hard to get into due to the fact that it's a double period class. We currently are running 11 sections of that this year. In the past, when I started the job just a few years ago, we were running 5 sections. I've expanded the summer pre-calculus program greatly, so now each year we get at least 2 class sections of students that are going into their junior year who are able to take pre-calculus over the summer, get AP Calculus by junior year, and go on to an even higher level class like multivariable calculus as seniors. This year we have 2 full classes of multivariable calculus, not a single seat to go around, and so I think that that's great that we're able to get that opportunity for students. AP Statistics, I've increased that from what was 1.6 sections. We had 13 last year. This year we were going to have 13, but we cut it back down because it wasn't able to fit student schedules. I think the AP class limit, may have played a little bit into that. The Algebra 1 Geometry Initiative, so now for students that enter Brooklyn Tech in 9th grade having not taken Algebra 1 in middle school, are able to take both Algebra 1 and Geometry in 9th grade with the same teacher, so it's really an environment that's conducive to being able to learn 2 courses at the same time without the extra pressure of having 2 different teachers and extra homework and all that. And we found that to be very successful so that they can quote unquote catch up to their grade level by the time they get to 10th grade. And math team, we've more than doubled the number of math team students that we have now. We have 6 classes daily of math team that we run in addition to the after school club, so we've really increased the access to competitive mathematics as well. I'm passionate about giving students the opportunity to get involved in math as much as they want to, and I'm going to continue to do everything I can in my power to try to expand their opportunities. So at this point, should I take some questions? I'm not sure who's moderating or where the questions might come from, so however that works.
Go for it.
Sure, we'll take questions.
Yeah.
Who has a question? No one has a question for the math teacher, the math AP? You must have one. We gave them all year long. Okay,
They've asked them all in email?
Yeah.
Sure.
okay.
I noticed that my child is doing instruction on video, and then they're able to watch it and then do the homework. Is that typical?
I may have missed the beginning. Can you hear me okay without the mic? Or I guess I could use this. I may have missed the beginning of what you said. You said your child's in algebra or? Oh, in geometry. Okay. So, and I think the question was about the homework being video-based, where they're being exposed to content for the first time, and then they come in class. Yeah. So, what you're referring to is a flipped classroom model, which is not something that's prevalent in the majority of classrooms, but some teachers have moved towards that model, not necessarily in geometry, but really across all courses. And the idea is that students will engage with this material with the guide of a video and some prompts to try to learn some of the basics of the material at home. So when they come into class the next day, they can get a little bit of a review of that material, and then they have most of their class time to practice applying it to solving problems, with the opportunity to work with the teacher to get feedback and to work with their classmates, in a collaborative environment as well. So that's not something that's universal by a long shot, but we do have a number of teachers that have transitioned to a model like that now. Yeah.
Is there a universal geometry or curriculum for each? Are the teachers following the same path? Or
Yes, yeah, there is a universal curriculum. There are checkpoints that teachers are expected to be at various points during the year. There is some autonomy to make some decisions on a day-to-day basis in terms of how to get there. If the teacher has not provided the students with that curriculum, if it's something that you'd like, by all means, have them ask the teacher for it, or have them reach out to me, and I can gladly provide that. Yeah.
On the 2029 WhatsApp chat, it seems like that many children who have, I don't want to name any names, but certain teachers are maybe assigning a good amount more homework, and sometimes the parents are, sharing that their children are struggling with the workload. My son has a different teacher and seemingly is doing very little homework, and so I just wonder, is there any sort of uniformity, or is it really just based on the teacher that you happen to get and their particular style?
So all teachers are expected to adhere to the school-wide policy, which is about 20 minutes of homework per night, and it's a little bit of a loose guideline, recognizing the fact that what one student can complete in 20 minutes might take another student a little bit longer to complete. How teachers choose to assign homework, in their professional judgment, is based on what they think students should be doing to reinforce what they're learning in class. And there can be instances where teachers may kind of lose sight of what the amount of time is that an assignment would take students. generally think that that comes from a place of bad intent. Usually I think that, it's a teacher that is maybe really passionate about math and can't imagine how the kids wouldn't want to just do one more problem, that kind of thing. So when that happens, I certainly encourage you, the child, collectively, individually, to bring that to the teacher's attention. Teachers are instructed to be receptive to that type of feedback. If they recognize, I always tell students, if you're spending more than 30 minutes, just stop and go in the next day and tell your teacher this was not something I could complete in 30 minutes, right? If it's happening again and again though, and the teacher doesn't seem to be able to moderate the amount of homework, by all means I would encourage the student to come talk to me about it in my office. I've talked to teachers about it before. Usually teachers, when they're confronted with that type of feedback, are motivated to try to make the assignments more reasonable, but sometimes additional reminders are necessary.
And there shouldn't be any fear that a child might get targeted by the teacher for...
There should be no targeting of a student by a teacher for any reason. Retaliation is something that is taken very seriously, and it shouldn't be something that students or parents fear. I think in general, just approaching a teacher with a constructive approach and mindset goes a long way. How you deliver the message obviously could impact sort of how it lands with the teacher. They're human too, so if they feel attacked, they may be less inclined to give the sort of the answer that the student is looking for in the moment. But approaching it from a standpoint of wanting to just kind of find a medium where everybody's able to be happy and at the same time be advancing what they're learning in class. I think teachers are receptive to that, right? Yeah.
In Algebra 2, they're using a lot of delta math. So do you know the pros and cons of delta math? Specifically,
Sure.
The idea that you're typing an answer in, and if it doesn't exactly match what the computer is looking for, you're getting it wrong even though you got it right?
There are some quirks. It's a software program that is continually being refined, and I don't work for Delta Math, certainly. It's an external company, but in a lot of courses, and in particular Algebra 2, it does have a very extensive library of material that teachers find to be useful for homework. It generally is pretty good at accepting any equivalent form of a correct answer, but we do run across situations. In fact, I just had a kid come up to me in my calculus class today and show me an answer that they tried to put into Delta Math that it didn't recognize, but that should have been correct. It happens, so I don't think that in the long run it's such an issue that it should come up more than maybe once in an assignment, if that. I think it's pretty rare. So if the students are finding a specific topic where that's happening, I think they should bring it to the teacher's attention, and maybe the teacher can either eliminate that topic from the homework. Delta Math is really good because it does allow the students to continue to go back and practice things that they've learned in class, and it has example videos. One of the drawbacks, if you will, is if you rely too heavily on Delta Math, it doesn't exactly present the content in the same way you'd see it on a test where, the topic is at the top of the screen. Right? On a test, you have to be able to recognize what the topic is, maybe in order to know the approach to take to the question, whereas Delta Math kind of tells you what strategy to use. So it's not an end-all be-all, but it's great for building skills. Yeah.
I don't know if you're the person to ask, but since math is my child's pain point right now, you're the person to ask that for us. Do you know when teacher tutoring started?
So tutoring, we just discussed this actually in our cabinet meeting today. We're still about a week and a half out from the official rollout of tutoring. Some teachers, if you approach them, may be able to find some time in their day to work with a student individually. For some logistical reasons, it's been a little bit more of a headache to get the schedule put together this year, but it's going to be available pretty soon. Yeah, I believe at the latest the week of the 27th.
27th.
Yeah. Yes.
So I have a similar question for her. My daughter's in Algebra 2, and she has the regents in the 80s, but she's finding that
So tutoring may or may not be useful in a situation like that. Typically, it's best suited to a student who is trying to keep up day to day with what's being taught in class, because they like to bring their homework to the tutoring session and work with the teacher on it so that they can keep those connections fresh from one day to the next. I don't know that it would be necessarily appropriate for a situation where a child is maybe trying to relearn a topic that they didn't learn kind of completely, and that's what you're describing is not an unfamiliar experience, right? When we do have, you know, upwards of 85% of our freshmen having taken Algebra 1 in middle school, inevitably there's big differences in what some students would have done at some schools versus another. So I would recommend maybe going back to old Regents exams and reviewing them just on their own time. I know that that's a lot to say when students have a full load of homework already, but you know, even if it's maybe over a vacation or something, taking a little bit of time just to hone in on specific topics that maybe they feel unfamiliar with. If they come in to tutoring, you know, sort of with a set of questions, they say, I went through a few Regents exams, these specific questions are ones that I'm consistently not sure what to do with, I think that would be a good use of tutoring. Mm-hmm. Yes?
My daughter, she signed up for the NHS but like she hasn't programmed yet.
I'm sorry, you said the
NHS.
The NHS. So that's a separate tutoring program that's not administered through any of the departments. That's actually a student-run club that's run through the student government and the National Honor Society. I'm not sure what their time frame is. I know that clubs haven't officially started and also are not expected to start, I don't think, until the first week of November. So it may be the case that that's part of that. But that would be a question I think that would be better directed to the NHS, unfortunately.
Drew, we're going to take 2 more questions. If we have 2 more questions. Anybody? Great.
Well,
Perfect.
I appreciate you all having me here tonight, and thank you again for all that you do to support our students here.
Great, Mr. Amato. I just wondered if the teachers who work in your department couldn't expect more love of math from the kids, because it seems like they often expect to have to defend themselves, or they expect that the kids don't like math or something. I don't know, it's been kind of mean sometimes.
So I'm not sure if you're referring to something specific or not. I mean, clearly I'm not going to go into specific situations here. I mean, I think that we do have 44 individuals who are human and have different approaches to the job itself and to their maybe their own relationships with math. So
Math doesn't seem to be what they're expecting at the start of the year.
well, I'm sorry to hear that. If there's any specific situation that has come to your attention, I'd be happy to entertain it and to see if I could help. But I certainly try to impart a joy of math, and I do think the overwhelming majority of teachers throughout tech, have a passion for the subject that they teach, and how they convey that may be a little bit different from individual to individual. But I think we should start from a point of all wanting to love whatever subject it is we're in and do the best we can with it.
Thank you, Mr. Amato.
Yeah, you're welcome. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And I'll speak from experience, and my older son will kill me. Mr. Amato really helped him out. He was struggling, with pre-calc, and it was tough. He's an engineer now. So Mr. Amato does great things here for the math department.
One of the only students that was in front of me during the remote learning year where we had the hybrid situation, and he was sitting there and 30 other kids were on Zoom, and it was great. I got to know him, and I appreciated that so much.
And you helped him a lot, so thank you. Have a great night. Thank you very much. All right, we've got a busy night tonight. We don't want to keep you here forever. We are going to go over we're going to have each of the candidates for freshman rep come up. You have 2 minutes to speak, and we are going to cut you off after 2 minutes. But we're going to go alphabetically. and I'm going to apologize for the pronunciation of name and put my glasses on. Is it Hikma Abdulghani? Are you here? Hi, I'm sorry, and you can...
Said it perfectly, thank you so much.
Oh, good. All right, so you can come right up here. We'll give you 2 minutes, and I'll just give you a wave if you go with us. Thank you so much.
Hi, good evening. My name is Hikma. I'm the mom of freshman Leah Lockritz. And I've been part of other parent communities with Fort Worth Preparatory Academy as our middle school. I was very involved there and was the treasurer in my final year. I'm really active in climate and working with kids to talk about climate, and so that's one of the strengths that I'm hoping to bring to the PA is listening to what the kids are wanting and needing when it comes to sustainability, when it comes to issues of justice, things like that that are going to be ingrained and woven through all that we do. We all know on a technical level what we need to do as a PA, how we need to approach fundraising, but I'm hoping to bring an understanding of the larger world that our kids are living in and growing up into, and so I hope that that's something that you all appreciate and you'll consider me for the position.
Thank you very much. Next we have Iris Edemodu. Help me. Is Iris here? No. Okay, then I'll read her bio for her. I'm a freshman mom. I've attended Mr. Newman's parent session, PA meeting, and dinner with the principal. I've gained insight into teams that keep our school afloat. I'm passionate about adding my energy, skills, voice, personal, and 9th grade collective to learn from and collaborate with the PA. You ask, does Iris have experience? Yes, I do. Preschool, served on the conflict resolution board, parent outreach and community engagement, elementary school, PTA member, Moms on the Move, volunteer at middle school, grade parent 6th through 8th, volunteer member of POCC, established to give a voice on behalf of African American, Latino, Asian, and international boarding students, collaborated with administration and other affinity groups to create educational and fun school-wide events. As an active parent, I know our common threads are love for our children and education. I know when differences are respected, not tolerated, a stronger, safer, and happier student body blossoms. Let's build. Next we have Jerry Gilbert. Jerry, are you here? All right, you're gonna get sick of me reading. One more. Why would I be a great freshman representative? Proud Brooklyn Tech parent, excited to support my freshman student and contribute to the BTHS community. Business leadership experience, entrepreneur with proven skills in strategic planning, team building, and problem solving. Strong communicator, experienced in bridging diverse perspectives and advocating for collective interest. Active community engagement, track record of building partnerships and mobilizing resources for organizational success. Financial and fundraising expertise, background in budget management and identifying funding opportunities to support initiatives. Committed to service, eager to participate actively in tech committees and develop knowledge to serve in future leadership roles. Collaborative approach, skilled at working with diverse groups to achieve common goals. I'm committed to representing freshman parents' interests, learning about Brooklyn Tech's unique culture, and contributing to my skills to initiatives that enhance the educational experience for all students. Ready to roll up my sleeves and make a positive impact from day one. All right, these are the long ones. Gail Cass, please be here, Gail.
Hi everyone, I'm Gail Cast. I'm a freshman parent, first-time freshman parent. How many other people are first-time freshman parents? Oh, wow, that's so cool. Or first-time sophomore parents. There we go. Yeah. I would love to serve as the freshman representative, and that's because I really want to support the kids. I want to make a great experience for them. And I truly believe that when parents collaborate and when we get involved, that's really where we get the best benefit. I'm incredibly organized. I won't tell you my resume, but I'm also really approachable, and I will pitch in anywhere we need help. And so thank you very much for considering me for the position, and I just want to contribute. Thank you.
then we have Kate Nouse.
Hi everyone, my name is Kate Knaus, and over the past 2 years I served as PTA secretary at MS 915 down the block, where Michael, my 9th grader, attended, while also serving as class parent at PS 282 in Park Slope, where my 5th grader still attends. And the class parent role has long been my favorite, and it's one I've held for 8 consecutive years across 2 elementary schools. And being in these roles has afforded me greater proximity to my kids' school experience, which is something that I've really relished, especially as they are growing older and more independent. And also, it's also shown me that communication and collaboration between parents, teachers, and school leadership is essential, and it can really shape the way the whole family experiences the school. So what I enjoy most about class parenting, and hopefully being a great representative, is helping families stay connected and informed, and creating events and activities that build community and add magic to the school experience, and ensuring that parents know how to get involved so that all the kids feel supported. And now that we're all navigating this larger high school environment, being connected and informed is even more important. So as a freshman parent at large in partnership with the Tech PA Executive Board, I would focus on clear communication to parents, supporting school administration and teachers, and helping every family feel part of the 9th grade and broader tech community so that we can all have a smooth and enjoyable high school experience. Thank you for your consideration.
Thank you. And now, Wenjing Mei? Is it May or Mai? Mai. Please say your name so they know the proper way to pronounce it. Thank you.
Hello everyone, my name is Wenjing Mai. You call me Wenjing Mei as well. Yeah, that works too. And also you may call me Mandy. And okay, so as a business manager in United Healthcare Asian Resource Center for the past 10 years, I've built a close relationship with the local organization in our communities. Given the network I've built over the past decade, I'm excited to connect Brooklyn Tech students with a variety of volunteer opportunities which enrich personal growth and foster community involvement. I'm a mother of 2 girls. My oldest daughter is she's a sophomore in a college, and my youngest she's a freshman at Tech. So when my oldest was at Stuyvesant High School, I actively volunteered for a variety of events and was inspired by the seasoned parents I met. Now I hope to pay it forward. I'm confident that my volunteer experience and relationship with the local community organizations have equipped me with the valuable insights that I could bring to the community and to the school. I'm eager to dedicate my time to supporting the Brooklyn Tech's community of students and parents. Thank you.
Thank you. Is Bernadette McHugh, are you here?
Hi everyone, I'm just gonna wing it. You can read, I wrote stuff I don't even remember. Hi, I'm Bernadette. I am a parent of 2 boys, and one of them is a freshman here at Tech, the other one's in 6th grade, and I'm so glad to be done with the double admissions. I was on SLT for a few years at my children's school, but I took a break to finish my dissertation back in February, and it's in higher education, so I live this stuff, just a little too much. I currently work as an assistant dean of advising and academic support at Columbia's School of Professional Studies. We run the summer high school programs, so I spend a lot of my time working with parents of high achieving students, and I would love to be on the other side of that for a while. I really, really would. So I'm hoping that I'll be able to represent you and your kids. Thanks a lot.
Thank you. Is Daniel O'Connell here? Daniel? All right, sorry, you have to hear me again. I've been involved in PTA organizations since my child was in elementary school, having served on executive boards. In addition to myriad fundraising events, I also organized and actively advocated for equity and inclusion, petitioning the New York City Chancellor for reform measures in curriculum and academic programs. At middle school level, I successfully advocated for more classroom space for my child's school, which was located with an under-enrolled school. By profession, I am a litigator. Heather Stone.
Hi, I'm Heather. I'm a Brooklyn Tech mom to a 9th grader, Jack, who's doing Model UN and orchestra. And I've always attended meetings at all my kids' schools for the PA and helped out at events and helped organize events. I'm a lawyer, a good communicator, and a team builder and creative. I'm nervous speaking, sorry guys. I'd love to join the 9th grade rep so I can help with fundraising, sharing information, planning events, and getting people engaged. I believe it's a responsibility of the PA to try to keep everyone informed. I know we're all really busy, and make everyone feel included and support the school by raising a lot of money to expand offerings that benefit our kids. I'd love to help Tech raise more money to continue to expand the educational initiatives, enrichment programs, and tech investments. Thank you.
All right, and our final candidate is Betty Zhang. Is it Bay or Bai?
Call me Betty, or Betty, because it's easy for everyone else. Okay. Oh. Hi. Hi everyone, my name is Betty Zhang. I'm a proud mom of 2 daughters, and my older daughter graduated from Tech 3 years ago, and the younger one right now is a freshman this year. During the year my first daughter was in Tech, I truly come to appreciate how special the school is, and the principal's dedication, the teachers' high academic standards, and the parents' commitment to the student, to supporting their children, and the students' incredible drive. All of those make Tech a truly outstanding community. Now, as a returning parent with experience from both perspectives, a graduate and a freshman, I hope to contribute even more. I would love to join a PA to help strengthen communication among parents, teachers, students, and to support the school in continuing the tradition of excellence and success. Thank you for your time, and I would be honored to have your support. So, the benefit is, because I'm actually returning parents, I already experienced 4 years of Brooklyn Tech. I know the principal, I know how he was be selected as the principal, and I know majority teachers, and I know how the schools be constructed. That's the benefit. Okay.
Thank you very much. At this time, we are going to hand out ballots. Please, you can vote up to 5 people. If you vote for 6, we're going to throw out the whole page. So be very careful that you only vote for 5 candidates. We're going to hand those out right now. And while we're doing our voting and tallying, Mr. Newman is here, and he's going to come up and give a little report and take questions from everybody.
Are you supposed to vote for 5 different, or you put what you, like, sorry?
5 different.
I know that's a very strange question, but can you put the same person in 5 slots? Like,
No.
You cannot.
No, you have to put an
You have
X
to put
by
a
the names.
yes.
Yes, just an X by each name.
Did you eat all those cookies?
Yes.
Not American Idol, right?
What?
It's not American Idol.
Well, that, like, when I vote for any representative, like in any, you just put the same.
So I'm just taking questions now, is that what's going on? Okay, cool. I'll give them a little time to vote. Okay, everyone, as you're voting, I guess I'm sort of filling in here as you're contemplating your vote. I'm not filling in, I mean, okay. So anyway, as usual, I have no real agenda or anything I off the top of my head that I want to discuss. I will say this though, that AP Luis Manzano of Guidance is back from a leave. I know that will be a big relief to many parents. He was on a paternity leave and he came back this Monday, this week. So he'll be back, of course, for the rest of the year. I know there were some concerns while he was out for a short period of time, but he is back. Anyway, that's really the only news I really have. If anybody has any questions while they're voting, or should I wait till people vote? Is this like ranked voting, Vito? Is that
No. Don't be a troublemaker.
Looks very confusing. Okay. Go for it.
Have a parent over here. Does the teacher, like, do they mandate, if there's any missing assignments in those classes, does the teacher have options, like, to give students how to make up those scores, or there's no option?
Yeah, so the question was if a student missed a homework assignment. Yeah.
Excuse me, everybody. This is a private vote. It's not a discussion for the table. Everyone should be listening to Mr. Newman, quietly deciding on what candidates you think will best be our freshman representatives. Thank you. It's not a table vote.
All right. You don't have to listen to me. So the question was, if you miss an assignment in class, is it up to the teacher how to make up that assignment?
Right.
You have to be given an opportunity to make up the assignment, right? Regardless of why you missed the assignment, right? If you missed the assignment based on a explained absence, you're probably not going to lose any points for that assignment. If it is an unexplained absence, you're likely are going to lose some points, but not like you can't hand it in and you're getting a 0 sort of thing. A teacher may, based on the assignment, say, yes, make up the exact assignment. A teacher might say, here's a different assignment I want you to make up. So they could give you something different if they feel like, I've already collected this assignment, there's no reason for you to do this assignment, to give you an alternative assignment. That's surely up to them. All right?
Thank you.
Yeah.
In that vein, I have a senior, his schedule was changed. We wanted it changed like 2-3 weeks in so he could take band. We're happy. But he has to make up every AP calculus assignment that he missed, and it's killing him with his college application. I mean, I don't know, like, he was in an AP class with another teacher, and now the new teacher has asked him to do every single assignment. He wasn't there.
Yeah. I mean, I'd like to see that new teacher accept the assignments that were done for the former teacher, and maybe you can bridge that together. But it is at the teacher's discretion to catch the kid up, you know. I would also like for the teacher to, you know, maybe if you started on September 20th, to just start you at September 20th. But it is the teacher's grade and the teacher's choice. So maybe, in the very least, they can have more flexibility on making up a timeline on making up this work, so that, you know, you can make the teacher be mindful. You have early applications due for college, and just the timing might not be great to give your child a little bit more time to make up that work. So I think that can be broken. More questions? Oh, voting is finishing up. Yeah. I said Mr. K. I lived with Mr. K. Yeah. I told him he's back. He started on Monday. Yeah. In the beginning, there was some chatter still about the voting. I heard like half of what you said in the beginning. So wait, it's a physics class?
Physical education.
Oh, PE class.
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah.
Where they're being penalized as a collective class when it comes to students store. And it's become a pattern where they come back and then, like their grades are dropping and they're getting stressed and they can't control it.
You want to take it? Mary wants to take it.
Hi, Mr. Ciccolini, the AP of PE, is very aware of the situation. He knows it's a subject on the WhatsApp chat. I think the classroom and the class, I believe, he's aware of it, and he's going to talk to the teachers. Okay? He's on it.
Okay. I'm glad you brought it to my attention. I wasn't aware of it, but in many things that happen here, and to be honest, and this is good sort of rule of thumb, when you have an issue with a teacher, right, the first line of defense, I shouldn't say it that way, is to go to the teacher, right? Either your child or you go to the teacher and sort of sort it out. 9 times out of 10, misunderstanding, miscommunication, whatever it is, and you're able to clear it out. The next sort of line of defense, if that doesn't work out, is to go to the assistant principal. Very rarely does anything come to me, and I say that in a good way. The assistant principals, these are very large departments, very large school, and the assistant principals, AP Ciccolini is really like the principal of physical education, and he should be able to handle his business and keep it, away from me in a positive way, right? There is hardly anything that is not able to be resolved by an assistant principal, and so feel free, and they're used to doing that. That is their job. If something doesn't work well with a teacher, reach out to them, right? If you reach out to me, that's okay. I'll probably read like a few words to get to the point of, physical education, and then I'll forward it to the proper person. I don't micromanage my assistant principals in that way purposely, and so I don't dive into situations unless the problem is with the assistant principal, which is not very high. And so, so I think, I was trying to explain myself a little bit. I don't know anything about the situation. I'm glad to hear about the situation, but I'm surely confident that Assistant Principal Ciccolini has it under control. Yeah.
Last call for votes. Anybody have a ballot? Anybody have a ballot? No? If any of the candidates want to watch the counting, they're welcome to do so.
Watching the
Has
counting.
everybody signed it? No, everybody signed it.
Okay. Everybody's got their ballot in? You sure? Last call. All right. Okay, somebody should take him up on that. There should be some witnesses here. I don't trust these people. And so, yeah. Okay. Yeah.
I have the permission to ask, because last year you buy a program that can help the kids during the summer to have the internship.
Yeah.
So do you mind to update and I hope the kids can plug into that?
Yeah, I mean, look, so the program that you're talking about, Defined Learning, if you remember, and I think they've come a long way with us, to be honest. It's something towards the end of the year that I just got and thought it would be, when I saw it, and thought it would be interesting for kids to dive into it. It helps you, decide a career path. I did go through it and thought it was definitely useful, but I didn't think it was so Brooklyn Teched up. And so they have now made a whole area of their business just for Brooklyn Tech, and all of their modules are aligned to our 18 majors. So it is helpful for sophomores to go on this and walk down a career path and see what it looks like when you're literally deciding very soon what major that you have. So what we've done is we're purchasing it for this year to be used in advisory. And to be honest, when I sent it out there for students to dabble in it, maybe like 500 kids did it out of 6,000. I knew the seniors probably wouldn't touch it, but still there was about 500 kids, and I got some positive feedback. And there are modules on how to make a resume. You could do mock interviews for jobs, but also mock interviews for college. And so I saw it was helpful, but I wanted them to make it a little bit more Brooklyn Tech friendly. So they've sort of picked up their game a little bit and aligned all their modules, or took their modules that existed and aligned them to each of the majors. So you go to your major on Defined Learning, and it has activities, but the resume building and the interview skills are actually common in every single major module. It's in there. So all students in advisory will be going through that as sort of like homework and advisory. So all students will have to do it, and so we'll get, a lot more feedback about it. But we think it's especially, sophomores have advisory in the spring, and so they'll do it like right away as they're deciding their majors. And it'd surely be helpful for seniors as they're deciding, what they want to major in, and even, beyond that, and to take it to the next level and see what it's like to be a practitioner in the field that you're going to study in college. And so there's that. And then obviously in the same regard, helpful for juniors and, freshmen. It surely doesn't hurt to help, see, it really helps you cultivate sort of your interest and funnel that into what does that look like as a career? What does that look like as a major, both here and so even though I didn't have a large percentage of our students participating, now every student is going to participate, and we're just going to, roll it through.
So they will get also likely the information or whatever from the advice.
Yeah. They're gonna get. It's literally going to be like a homework assignment advisory. So they're going to log in and they're going to have to do it and engage, and the teacher will get feedback on it and follow up with it and whatnot. They'll likely have to print out some things to show that they did the work.
So that will be from the sophomore, so the freshmen.
No, the freshmen are going to get it before the year's over. Yeah, I mean before the semester's over. Freshmen have it now. 12th graders have it. Yep. More questions? I don't see any more questions. All right, easy night for me. Very cool. Well, nice to see you all. Oh, okay. Yeah. Oh, one coming in at the end. Yeah. Yeah. So every year I want to get rid of the Brooklyn Tech email, and kids love it so much. And the cool thing is that it doesn't leave, and so you keep it when you graduate. We have graduates from a decade ago that still use it as their email, right? And so I don't know. I think that's cool, but every year I think about getting rid of it, because every year I honestly think at some point the DOE is going to make us get rid of it. Right, and so it is not, for lack of a better term, it is not a vetted email, right? I can't, even though, how do I say this right? Even though I own those emails, I don't own those emails, and even though I pay for those emails, they're actually Google emails, right? And so we pay Google for those emails, even though they're an EDU, they're actually a Google email. And so if I wanted, as a principal, if I said I want to see those emails, they will not give them to me, even though I pay for them, right? And so, but your student email, if I wanted to see that email, I could see that email. I mean, I can't go in and access it as if I was your child, but if I had an emergency, I really need to see it, I could tell the DOE, who really does own those emails, and they will send me the emails verbatim if there's an emergency or some investigation or something's going on, right? And so, I don't know. So there's that. So I've always had concerns about students under the bths.edu email doing nefarious things and whatever, and then we don't even know, and it's our email, and I don't feel great about that. And then actually at some point, I don't think I told anybody, but there was this service. I don't know why I'm going on and on about this, but it's interesting to me. There's a service that literally can scan through emails and find, they could scan through emails and find out if there's any nefarious sort of things, and they scanned through and they found literally from, I don't know, there might have been 50,000 BTHS emails, they found literally zero and nothing. So I was whatever. But I think there's also a notion that the DOE won't let us use it anymore, and they really don't want us to use it, but they haven't said absolutely no yet. So I feel I always want to prepare for it. I'm why don't we just end it? But then the kids love it so much, and then I just keep it going. So I guess I'll keep it going until eventually the DOE says we can't have any non-DOE controlled emails, right? So anyway, students, the 9th grade doesn't have them yet, right, Mary? Is that true?
It just happened for 9th graders. They should be able to sign up, following the instructions on the BTHS website.
Oh, so it's happening right now?
It's happened, yeah.
Very timely, good question. Yeah.
if your student's Omni card is broken or they lose it, there's a place to scan on the website at bths.edu under news and announcements. They should scan that before they see Miss Ivy, okay? Scan it to a form to fill out before they see Miss Ivy, and then she will email the student or call them once the Omni card is ready. Now we really need help, and spread this on all your WhatsApp chat groups. These students cannot keep this card in their pocket. It gets damaged. She has to replace 30 cards a day. This is basically all she does all day. Students comes in, she says, did you scan? They're like, no. She's, where do you keep your card? In my pocket. Don't keep it in your pocket. I hear her scolding people all day long. She's very friendly about it, but she's still scolding. So try to get them to have it in a little plastic thing, whatever. You know, just, it's really an issue, and it's really hard for her to keep up.
in the front of the phone pouch.
Yeah, and we try to say, put it in your phone pouch. She's like, well, we'll scan my phone. When they're scanning into the Metro card, into the subway, they do not have their phone in that pouch, right? They have it in their hand, and then they stand outside school for like up till the nth minute on their phones until they go inside. They're like, this is like a whole line. They're all outside, like on their phones until they can put it in the front of their pouch, and it's not gonna like charge their phone. So just please help Ivy. Help Miss Ivy, please. It's my plea.
She's good people.
All right. She is. She's great. And she's very nice, and she scolds them in the nicest way, but she's like, please don't. And like kids will come in and like, she's like, Mary, I replaced this kid's card on October 4th, and now it's October 7th, and they lost it again, or they broke it again. I'm like, oh my God. So help me too.
Thank you.
All right. Any more questions?
Is that
No?
Mary Hugh? Is that?
Was it?
Is that?
Yes.
Oh, could you introduce yourself just because it's pretty great.
Hello, I'm Mary Hune, the parent coordinator. You got lots of emails from me. No, she doesn't know me. I've never seen her before in my life.
I never know.
I think there's also.
Have we emailed though?
I've emailed you, yeah.
See? Everyone's emailed me. And continue to email me. I try to answer every email as soon as I possibly can. If you don't hear from me, then I'll have an answer. Some people just still don't have creation codes, and I understand that. The accounting secretary is the person who puts all the, like basically the newest students from private schools into the system. She's still discharging students who decide not to go here, so she's really backed up, and that's why you haven't got a creation code. You don't really need it quite yet, but you'll want it in time for report cards in November. So we're just going to keep at it, and we'll get them to you. And that means the creation codes for the NYC schools accounts, if you guys aren't familiar with it yet. If you don't have Jupiter, if you don't have their account for NYC schools account, please email me. I'm happy to help. Okay, any other questions? All right.
So lastly, I want to say, unless there's any other questions? Any questions? Go. So lastly, I want to say it's nice to see some faces that I've met in the few parent dinners and breakfasts. I see some people that I've met in the crowd here. So if you haven't come to a principal or parent dinner or breakfast, please come. There's still spots. We run them all the way, I don't know, December, January, until we're, everybody's satisfied and who wants to come is able to come and whatnot. But please do, it's just encouraging to see people who maybe I first saw, not in here, but at a dinner, and now they're showing up here, and it's great. It's great to have FaceTime with parents, and I really enjoy hearing from you, hearing your questions, getting your perspective, and the dinners and breakfasts are completely dedicated to that. So please come to those if you haven't come to them, no matter how much involved you've been in the PA or how much we know each other. It would be great to see some friendly faces and surely some new faces, and it's great to see some new faces in here. So I appreciate that. Okay. All right. See you next month.
Thank you, Mr. Newman, and thank you, Mary. He's very tall. Tiffany, would you like to say, I know you have to go, so please, my co-president, Tiffany.
Yes, hi everybody. My name is Tiffany Roberts. Like you said, I'm the co-president of the PA. I'm sorry, I came late and I have to run to another meeting. I know you're probably going to do announcements, but one thing I wanted to share, because I'm an alum of Brooklyn Tech and my daughter is now a senior.
And Tiffany was my student.
One thing I just wanted to share is that the PA and the Alumni Foundation partnered for the first time this year for Alumni Day. Usually the alumni, we come back and we speak with the current students in their majors in the library. They get to ask us about our education path and our career paths. But this year they've opened it up to invite Brooklyn Tech parents to come share your careers as well with the students. So if you're interested, it will be in Tech Talk, the link to register. It is on, I believe, Friday, November 7th. There's 2 sessions you can register for, both or just one. But I just wanted to put that out there. Thank you for everybody for coming. We have our votes, but it'll be at the end. And let Kim continue. Thank you.
Thank you, Tiffany. All right, just we have to do some housekeeping here. We left a few copies on each table of our minutes from our last meeting in September, where basically we introduced the board. Just Mr. Newman answered a lot of questions. So if you want to take a minute to look at it, we'd like to, if anyone has looked, to get a motion to approve the minutes. Second? All right. And if you need copies of them, we have extras as well. And they will be posted. I don't think I gave you last June's, but yes. And Amy works on the website. So these things they will eventually make their way to the website. She's been making a ton of changes, all for the good. And so there's more information.
Everything's on YouTube.
And our meeting, this meeting is being recorded, as all our meetings are, and it'll be posted onto our YouTube channel tomorrow. All right. We're just going to ignore that and just leave it. Right now, I'd like to introduce you to our treasurer, Ken Ho, and he's going to go over his report.
Hi, thank you. Thank you, Ken. Just want to echo what Principal Newman said. I will be hosting the breakfast on November 21st, and I will bring Oreo cream cheese for those of you interested. Okay, and sometime in December. I don't remember which day, but anyway, getting back to business, I'll try to make it quick as possible. For the month of September, we recorded revenues of $35,000, and the components are $27,000 from the annual appeal, $4,000 for merchandise purchases from the parents, and $3,000 from our CD interest. Just want to say a few words about the CD. The CD was matured in September, and we renewed this for another 5 months, earning an APR of 3.9%. I think the Fed recently cut rates, but I don't expect next renewal will be at 3.9, but we'll see. Anyway, thank you. That brings our total revenues to around $62,000. And then moving to expenses, we spent almost $20,000 in September, covering fundraising costs such as merchandise purchases, deposit for both major fundraising events, Lunar New Year and the Gala, and plus credit card fees that we have to pay from the donations. We also spent about $2,000 on hospitality, such as the meals and breakfast with Principal Newman, and we also incurred additional costs from the freshman orientation. For the other line, about $1,000, we filed our tax return in September in compliance with IRS, and that's the majority of that component, plus some toner cartridge that we also sponsor for the printer in the cafeteria. I think the printer is nearing its days at this moment. Okay. So that brings our total spending to $71,000. If you subtract that from our total year-to-date revenues, that leaves us a deficit around $9,000. Okay. Hopefully, we'll turn that into net income in the coming months. And having said that, that leaves our cash reserve as of September around $3,960,000. Okay. That wraps up my report. Any questions, comments? If not, I will turn it back to Kim.
Okay. We are almost done. I'm sorry, go ahead. Question?
Just had a quick question. I've never been to a PA meeting that offered dinner. Is this PTA sponsored?
No, it's PTA. It's something we do because although we have 6,000 students, as you know, we don't have 6,000 parents that attend, so we try and bribe you whatever we can do to get you to come in. And we also know that a lot of you are coming here directly from work, and you're probably hungry. So we try and make everybody comfortable. Let me change. Many times it's pizza. See, now you've got me off on a tangent now.
I can only tell you that the school in Lower Manhattan, they only offer granola bars. And then the school up in the Bronx, they offer Oreo cookies. That's about it, okay? So, you're at the right place.
And we did go over a little bit tonight on our budget for this because we were celebrating Hispanic Heritage Month. And I know we're off by a day, but our meetings are on Thursdays. But we partnered with one of the clubs at school, Unidos, and their club had a celebration that we worked with them last week. But they came back again because we have one of the parents on our board, Teresa Law. She works with Simon & Schuster, and she works with a Brooklyn Tech alum also there, and they were able to get an author. The author was the author was here for The Witches of El Paso. And the editor was here. So we had students here from 4 to 5, and we had a panel discussion. The kids loved it. We're definitely going to do that again. We don't know what our theme will be, but it was to celebrate Hispanic heritage this time. I'm getting there. And the kids were able to take home copies of both of the books. The author he autographed it. So it was a really nice, and Simon & Schuster donated the books to us, which was fantastic. And then after that, Tiffany was able to talk to a parent, and our parent gave us, we had tango lessons back there. Is our parents still here that did the lessons with their daughter? And it was wonderful. The kids were learning the tango while we were starting to eat. So it was very nice. The kids stayed and eat. Normally we don't have the kids eating, so that's why we got a lot of food, because they go through the food pretty quickly here. And so it was a great night. So I'm going to ask, actually, Teresa or Nadej to come up and just talk a little bit. They are in charge of our fundraising committee, and they've got a couple of events they'd just like to mention real quick.
Okay, so I'm Teresa Law, and thank you for the parents that actually showed up for the speakers event. There are extra copies of Loca that's the editor left, and the kids were very engaged talking because they wanted to know about the writing process. Now, as a parent, I focus them on clarity and writing about yourself, because in a couple years, that college essay's coming up, so write what you know, write with clarity, and speak from the heart. And before the author and the editor left, we will be welcoming them back for Career Day. For both of them, they will both speak. They have volunteered graciously because they felt that the kids were very genuine. Also on the docket, we have fall freshman mixer for the parents. I am trying to put this together with a guest speaker that focuses on transitioning from middle school to freshman year. Hopefully some of the freshman parents that are here, how many are freshman parents in here? Yeah, hopefully y'all will come because it'll be one of our sponsors and one of our another sponsor that has worked with me and Kim for a while. So it's a fall freshman mixer. And then in the spring, it's our big bash for whoever came last year. It is our spring gala on April 24th. It's back to the 80s. So, right? I'm not in charge of music, don't worry. I am. She is. I got no rhythm. And then we have the Lunar New Year before then. So we hope that we see all of you at both events. Iris is the chair with Sharon for Lunar New Year. Yay!
Hi everyone, I'm Iris Chan. So for the Lunar New Year celebration, right now in this month, we actually have the local design competition going on. and the deadline is November 2nd. So please encourage your kids to design their t-shirt, and the winner will get like 2 free tickets to the events. So please ask your kids to submit their local artworks, the design, and why not we receive a few from the test students. So please participate in this event. Thank you.
Monique, would you like to come up? Monique and Leslie. Leslie isn't here tonight, she's not feeling well. They run our events and volunteers committee, and Monique is the one you're probably corresponding with if you're coming to any of the breakfasts or the dinners.
Hi, I just wanted to quickly, if you haven't signed up for a breakfast or dinner, there are still slots available. A few this month, not so many next month, and December. And they're really great. Mr. Newman is like the most charismatic, amazing dude ever to be principal, and that's just my unbiased opinion. But it's a lot of fun, and we pick great, food, and it's you get to sit. It's more personal. You have questions you can ask. It's a lot of fun, and so if you haven't signed up, sign up. It goes really fast, and you just really you'll be surprised that someone else's question is something you want to know, and there's a lot of exchange and engagement, and yeah, that's pretty much that. And also, I as the co-VP of Events and Volunteers, hi all of my freshman parents. I am going to be reaching out and asking you to volunteer for things. And you're gonna come, and we're gonna have a great time making things happen. We're gonna make parties happen. We're gonna raise money, and we're gonna provide awesome stuff for our kids. All right?
Thanks, Monique. Anybody else from the board that has any news that they need to share before we get to the results, and you can all go home? All right. Again, we'd like to thank all of you, for coming out here and running for freshman rep. And if you are not elected, we still want you to help. You're more than welcome. Reach out to us, and we'll find something for you to do for sure. So thank you. And I'm just going to read. I'm going to read the winners, the 5 in alphabetical order. And if I do announce your name, if you want to come up here, that'd be great, because we're going to have to get Mary's going to have to get some information from you. Kate Nouse. Wen Jingmai. Bernadette McHugh. Heather Stone. And Betty Zhang. Congratulations to our new freshman reps. Let me get out of the picture. Come on over here so they can get it. We got everybody? Come on over. Amy, can you get a photo? Is it over here? I'm sorry. All right, unless there are any other questions, I'm going to look for a motion to adjourn. Second. All right, thank you. Our next meeting is November 19th. I believe it's virtual, but we'll let you know. I'm not positive. I believe it'll be a virtual meeting. So we look forward to seeing all of you there. Thank you so much for coming tonight.